Welcome back to the IBFP. Here's your host, Boxing New.
Keep the same energy with every single fighter. And look, let's break it down honestly and objectively as possible. In John Boxing, he's come out with another idiotic video where he states black fighters are always asked to do more in the sport of boxing. Basically stating nowadays black fighters are always asked to carry the load, to put in more work, and they get the least amount of credit. This is essentially what this big dumbass is saying. But the truth of the matter is, that's not the truth at all. Because at the end of the day, you see a lot of great fighters that are not black, that are putting out great performances, taking risks, and they're not getting the credit. And one example is CANELO Alvarez. CANELO Alvarez is an elite level fighter. He's always being criticized. He's always being trashed. He's always being talked down upon. This guy can do nothing right. I mean, they call this guy a cherry picker, a ducker. They say that he's flat-footed. They say that he's one-dimensional. They say that he's trash. They say that he's overrated, that he's a cheater. Literally everything you can think of to trash this man, that's what they say. But when you look at it, all of the black fighters that they big up, that they applaud, these guys are fighting ass juice every single fight, and they're getting love. They're being applauded. So at the end of the day, black fighters aren't asked to do more. They're asked to do less, while CANELO Alvarez is doing more and getting trashed for it. Let me break it down. First off, you get to Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford was allowed to cherry pick in his most recent fight, and he picked David Avanesyan. The guy ducked Errol Spence Jr., and all of his delusional fans gave him a pass for ducking Undisputed after agreeing to everything. Then, he didn't pick the number 1 or 2 fighter in the WBO. He didn't pick Virgil Ortiz or Deron Ennis because those guys are 1 and 2 in the WBO. He didn't pick those guys. He dropped all the way down to number 6 and picked David Avanesyan. An easy fight for Terrence Crawford. He easily cherry-picked this. Then you see Jamal Charlo fought a certified paletero in Juan Macias Montiel. Typical cherry pick, typical duck for Jamal Charlo. You see Demetrius Andre, Damon Nicholson. I mean, this guy, his entire career is cherry picks, tune-ups, cab drivers, and yet he's never criticized. He's always praised. Oh, Demetrius Andre is the boogeyman. He's the most feared man in boxing. But yet Canelo's a coward. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. But then when you really start looking at it, because only a casual says these things, or a race-baiting fanboy, but if you really start to look in it, you see that Canelo, over his last 4 fights, he's fought nothing but world champions. That's what he's fought. World champions. That's what he's fought. And 3 of the 4 of those world champions, 3 of the 4 were elite, prime, undefeated world champions and highly ranked defensively. Dimitri Bivol was the best defensive fighter in the world when Canelo fought him. So at the end of the day, don't tell me Canelo's cherry picking, because this man is fighting champion after champion after champion. Now when you look at the last 4 fights of Terrence Crawford, how many champions has he fought? 0. None. Not one. Not one champion. How many risks has he taken in his last 4 fights? Not one. Then you look at Jamal Charlo. How many champions has he fought in his last 4 fights? 0. How many risks did he take in his last 4 fights? Not one. Then you look at Demetrius Andre. How many champions has he fought in his last 4 fights? Not one. How many risks did he take in his last 4 fights? Not one. So the next time you get ready to call Canelo Alvarez a cherry picker, a ducker, or a coward, you need to look at his resume. Because men lie, women lie, but the facts don't lie.